This is very exciting news. I don't know if you guys have checked out my YouTube channel, but if you haven't, make sure you do. Run jumps or youtube.com/slash run jump stomp. And when you're over there, I want you to look for a game called Mutant Year Zero. Now, what is Mutant Year Zero? It's this really very interesting turn-based strategy game that takes place in the future, and it's like this top down thing where you control these mutants. Basically the two main characters are a duck and a boar, and these guys are wonderfully voice acted. And it's a top down strategy game, turn based, with I think it has the option for permadeath if you're one of those crazy people who likes that stuff. Sometimes I am one of those crazy people. But that game it's called Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, and it's a really, really great game. And if you've not checked it out yet, you definitely want to check out my first look at it. I played it on the PS4. The developer had sent me a review copy, and I really enjoyed it. I need to get back to it and play it some more. I was just talking to a buddy of mine at work, and we were talking about, because he loves these turn-based strategy games, and I told him, dude, you have to check out Mutant Year Zero. It's really, really great. The game, the world that they have built, it feels real. It feels like it is alive and breathing and awesome, and the voice acting and the writing are fantastic. The characters are wonderfully voiced, and they have hilarious things that they say, like they'll find a boombox, the old 1980s boombox where you would hold it on your shoulder and walk around in the on the beach or whatever, like that kind of thing. And they don't know what it is, and they think it's like some kind of weapon. So like they want to take it back and have it looked at, because it's an artifact. And there's character progression that is leaves a lot up to the player. Like you can decide how you want to build your character, where you want to put your points that you earn when you level up, and that kind of thing. And then when you bring artifacts back to town, you also have like these artifact points that you can use. It's a very, very cool game. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because it may be coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, if you've never heard of GameFly, they are basically like a Netflix kind of service. Before Netflix became like a streaming service, you would say, I like this movie and I want to see this movie, and they would mail you the discs, and then you would watch them. You or the discs would just set on your on top of your TV for months at a time, because you never got around to it. But like they would mail you the discs, you would watch your movie, you would drop them back in the mail and mail them back, and that's how GameFly works. You pick the games that you want, and they'll mail them to you. And they are not a sponsor of this show, although hey, I'd be willing to let them sponsor the show. But they're not a sponsor. But GameFly has listed Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden for Nintendo Switch. And if there's ever a game that I think, or if there's ever a genre that I think would benefit from being portable, it's this genre. The idea that you can take this game with you and play it when you are out and about is just brilliant, because it's always got that like one more turn feel to it, which I think is really, really great. The graphics of the game are they're pretty good. They're not amazing, but I think it looks great myself. Like I am a fan of the way that this game looks. They definitely have some decent art in here, but it doesn't like jump out at me as something that wouldn't run well on the Nintendo Switch. So I think that this is definitely something that we would want to see on the Nintendo Switch at some point. And I'm almost a little bit sad that I have it on the PS4 instead of on the Switch, because I'm much more likely to play it when I'm on the Switch, because I can take that with me. And, you know, coming back to my PS4 and turning on Mutant Year Zero, I might be like, well, I haven't played it in a while. I can't remember what I was doing. Whereas if it's always with me, then I'm much more likely to play through it. But if you haven't checked that game out, then definitely check it out. And you know, fingers crossed that this is actually coming to the Switch, because it's an awesome game. And if you already have it, based on my recommendation on other stuff, then I'm sorry that I didn't know it was coming to the Switch. So please don't blame me.